very good morning to you, Naledi, and to our viewers at home. We're coming to you from Centurion, and this is outside this Public Safety and Security Sectoral Bargaining Council. This is where members of the public servants, these are employees of the SAPS, have gathered here from early in the morning to demonstrate. The reason why they are demonstrating, Naledi, today is because they want to put pressure on the employer to do good on a commitment that was signed for in 2011. This was a commitment to ensure that these public service workers are incorporated under the Police Act of 1995. Currently, they fall under the Public Servants Act, and they're saying that them being members of, or them falling under the Public Servants Act has its own limitations. They're saying that government in 2011, under the minister, the current Minister of Police, Bheki Cele, who was the Commissioner of Police at that time, made a commitment to say that these workers, we're talking about 34,000 of these workers are countrywide, and the countries plus minus 1,000 police stations that are manning the desks. They are part of the administration staff. They are part of the cleaning staff and the likes. Those that are helping the police in terms of carrying out their duties. They prefer to more or less categorize themselves as the backbone of the policing sector, saying that they are waiting for the police ministry to do good on that commitment that would unlock more or less benefits for them when they are now under the Police Act of 1995, unlike them being in the Public Servants Act. I'm going to just step out of shot so you can see some of them. They are just basically toy-toying outside the Triple S Bargaining Council, just calling for the Ministry of Police, the Minister Bheki Cele, to go back to his commitments that were made in 2011 to incorporate them into the policing sector, saying that it's been about 12 years of them calling for that commitment to be met. So they are actually more or less in any way demonstrating outside the bargaining council while a conciliation process goes ahead inside. I'm going to bring into the conversation now the spokesperson for SAPS, this being Bheki Cele, who joined us, to just give us a sense of why we find ourselves here and what they are really calling for inside as those processes get underway. Lesiba, welcome to the SABC. We see you guys are here outside, and this was a commitment dating back to 2011. Tell us about it.
Thank you, Katlego, for having us. Greetings to your viewers back at home. It is unfortunate, Katlego, that we have to come and be here because of an agreement that was concluded in 2011, but it was not implemented simply because the employer did not have the will. Even now, as we speak, they did not have the commitment and the will to implement that agreement. The agreement we are referring to is SABC Agreement 2 of 2011, which Part D thereof, 5.1 and 5.2, it speaks of incorporation of Public Service Act members whom are employed within the South African Police Services, who deal with our administration, who make sure that the police stations are clean, who make sure that the prisoners who are there detained as awaiting trial prisoners, they are fed, they are cooked for, who make sure that there are cars, the logistical part of the South African Police Services, the cars that goes out there to render service delivery to our members. They've got tires to make sure that the services are done and booked and so on. So these members, they play a very critical role, giving support to the police. Without them, South African Police Services cannot be able to run because we need them. And during the COVID time, I remember on the 26th of March, that time when we went to the lockdown, we were seated even in the very same bargaining council with the employer who was pleading with us to allow Public Service Act members to come and work during that period when everyone was locked behind closed doors because we did not know what we were dealing with. And they were even willing, Katlego, to ensure that they give them service allowance, which in essence they do not qualify for because they are not in the Police Act. So we are here today saying that enough it is enough. Since December we had a meeting in Durban where the employer said they are no longer supporting this agreement that they've concluded. And remember at that time, who was the National Commissioner of Police? It is the current Police Minister Bheki Cele, who is the signatory to the agreement. But today, him being a minister, there is no effort, there is no political will that comes from him to ensure that our members who are employed in terms of the Public Service Act are indeed incorporated into the Police Act. We are not saying make them to be police officers, but we are saying that we have agreed need that make them to be a category of employees within the the Police Act, for them to enjoy the good benefits that those who are employed in terms of the Police Act are enjoying.
Tell us about those benefits. What would actually they gain from being under the Police Act of 1995 as to compare to the Public Service Act?
Some of the benefits, Katlego, they include if you are employed in terms of the Police Act, you will go on retirement at the age 60. And in terms of the Public Service Act, you will go at 65. So it gives them some time for them to enjoy and have time with their families during retirement and enjoy retirement early at the age of 60 instead of 65. And also we have a medical aid that we call PolMed, which is a defined benefit which is only meant for those who are employed in terms of the Police Act. For them coming into the Police Act, they will clearly enjoy that great benefit of PolMed, which is a defined benefit, compared to the GEMS, which covers the whole 1.2 million public servants across all departments in the service. More to that, to put a cherry on top, Katlego, when we look at the pension contribution that the employer is paying, is contributing towards members who are employed in terms of the Public Service Act, they only contribute 13%. But if you are employed in terms of the Police Act, the pension contribution, it goes up to 16%, which means that when they go on retirement, they will be able to enjoy more money that comes into their pocket. Who will not want to enjoy more benefit during their retirement? That's what we are fighting for, and that is what's the spirit behind signing that agreement in 2011, when we see it not being implemented now as we speak, which is sad in reality.
Unfortunately, we have to leave it there. Thank you very much for your time. He's coming through as the SAPS spokesperson, just letting us in on why we find ourselves here, why they are demonstrating here today outside the Safety and Security Sectoral Bargaining Council, just calling for that commitment that was signed for in 2011 to be met. This is where the conciliation process is happening behind closed doors. As we wait right now, we'll keep giving feedback in terms of what is happening behind closed doors, but they are resolute. They've braved the scorching weather of Tshwane to say that they are planning to ensure that that commitment that was signed for in 2011 is met. Legodi?